Hey everybody. Yeah, I'm back with the conclusion to this. I'm sorry about that. My battery died on me there and I have to recharge it, so that's why it's plugged in. And I had a little bit of confusion because I got my mom's thing mixed up with my thing, and I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. He basically gave the head score for the backup story 1 out of 10. He gave the art score a 7 out of 10, so that's basically 8 out of 20 so far. Well, not heart score, but the I score, I should say. The I score. He gave a 7 out of 10, so that's basically so far 8 out of 20. Let's see what he gives the heart score on the backup. The heart score on the backup story of Sonic the Hedgehog 236. This is what he says about the heart of the story. It all belongs to the scene where the Tailstar threatens to drop a building on the extras. There's a lot of pointless dashing about, and Nagas is no help. And Nagas' political act begins to lose its luster. That's easy enough to see when he runs out of answers and starts looking for scapegoats instead. I suppose his next step will be to impose more authoritarian control. It wouldn't surprise me anyway. And it would mean that he actually does something rather than play his psych card and manipulate the resilient popular mood. Only now the popular mood is, as James Joyce described the weather in Dublin, changeable as a child's bottom. This works as a setup, but that's all that it is. 5 out of 10 for the heart score. So together, you're looking at 7, you're looking at 8, 1 and 7 is 8, and 1 5 is 13. 13 out of 30 for the head score. Now, here's what he says about some of the other stuff on here. Like, let's see, the Sonic Spin section of the comic. This is what he says about what goes on there. He says, for the Sonic Spin section of the issue, what Paul Kaminsky hails as a new, quote-unquote, new era of freedom fighters feels more like a repetition of Indiana Jones' famous line, "I don't know, I'm making this up as I go." Probably the worst thing about the column is the line, when you step back and think about what Sonic and Company have been through over the past year, what I think about is how little emotional capital the comic has spent unless they were willing to channel it into an exposition. Parentheses, Visa Bunny addressing Francisco's corpse-like coma setup. We can only hope that reforming the freedom fighters in this case doesn't end up being an exercise in watering down the punch. Alright, and then he talks about the fan art and the fan funnies. And then he talks about the off panel where he says, okay, the Tails doll is creepy, we get it. Now have Cream leave that thing in her closet and let's think about something else. And then this is what he talks about with sonograms. And he points out, Devin voices the concerns, a fan, Devin, and sonograms, voices the concerns of the fans. Well, of this fan anyway. That Jeffrey is dirty, that Antron is maybe dying, thank you for having a stronger stomach than editorial. And that the fans haven't given up on Sally. Just saying. The appropriately named Hope also wants Bunny and Antron to come through this. And Kyle Mogito, that's Gallic, by the way, is also pulling for Sally to be de-roboticized and for Antron to pull through. But ignore all that smoke that editorial is blowing. It's not like they're actually listening to the fans here. So overall, when you look at both stories combined score-wise, again, the head score for the main story, if you will, the head score was 5, the I score was 8, and the heart score was, I think he said 6, I believe. I think he said 6 for the hard score, I believe. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anything here. Let's see, again, trying to make sure I don't miss anything here. Yeah, the hard score is 3. The hard score is 3. So he gave the head score basically a 5, the art an 8, and the heart of the story a 3. So basically 16 out of 30, and then he gave the backup 13 out of 30, so you're looking at 29 out of 60 altogether. And if you want to look at his reviews as being a professional reviewer, that's like saying, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Dan Drazen, I said this before in a video, is a longtime fan. He's probably the oldest fan of the franchise in the fan base. And he's been known for doing reviews. He's been known to do stories and all that. And for someone that's been reviewing the comic as long as he has, reading it as long as he has, for him to give something like this, even if it's professional or just from a fan reaction, that doesn't say much. Well, that doesn't say much, does it, for the artist? Well, it says better for the artist because they get basically a better score than, I guess, the writer and the editors. So, overall, to me, I think basically what we have here with Dan Drazen, he's trying to basically point out, look, you want to pick things up Ian Flynn, you want to pick things up Paul Kaminsky, pick up the pace, because this is basically what he's voicing is the same thing everybody else has voiced. It's the same shtick over and over again. It's like you don't know what you're doing. Now, this has basically been Dan Drazen's review of issue 236. I apologize for the fact this was in 2 parts. Like I said, the battery died, and then I kind of mistaked the plugs. My mom's cell phone plug from my plug, my camera's plug, so that was, mixed up there. But anyway, that's all he has to say about this, and really all I have to say about it, honestly. Again, for anybody that's wondering, this is how I kind of get in the know. Even if I don't read the issues, this is how I get in the know, and this is how I kind of, theorize in my mind what's going on. Like I said, with me, I'm planning to basically do a whole mega review on this whole situation when it's all said and done. So, but give me your comments down below, video response if you like, and talk to y'all later.